Well, we're still here at the SSAA SHOT Expo, and I'm here with Greg Chan, the General Manager of Beretta. Thanks for having an interview with us.
I'm more than happy to.
Now, we're just going to talk to Greg about his main areas in shotgun. Would you tell us your history about shotguns and what you've been involved with that?
I guess to cut a very long story short, I've been in the industry for 41 years. I coached with the Olympic program from 95 till 2007. And worked for the last 7 years of those as a full-time professional coach with the Olympic program. Since then, I retired in 2007. I've been general manager here at Beretta.
How does retiring and general manager, how does that go together?
Retiring from coaching,
okay,
pretty
all right.
much.
Oh, that's all right.
No, not retiring from life, but yeah, no, it's busier than I ever used to be, for sure.
Oh, very good. So we've got some questions that we want to ask you. So we get asked a fair bit the difference between a trap and a sporter. What's the difference there, or what they should be looking for with that?
Oh, generally speaking, the biggest difference you'll notice straight away is that sporters always have interchangeable choke tubes. So you've got a choice of putting whatever tube you like into whichever barrel, and then a selector to choose whichever barrel the choke. First. Yeah, whether you're shooting long targets, close targets, or whatever. Generally speaking, trap guns don't have choke tubes. They're fixed full and 3/4.
Yep.
Although these days there is a tendency for people to, and Beretta included, are starting to make trap guns with choke tubes, because Australians have this fixation with changing choke tubes for whatever reason. So that's the first thing you notice. The second difference between the two guns is the stock configuration. A sporting gun has normally a thinner stock at the comb, and it has more drop. So typically a sporting gun would have 20mm drop at the heel, and a trap gun would have 10.
Yeah, right, okay. And with barrel length, what goes with what? What suits with what application there?
Look, most shotgun shooters these days would say 30-inch is standard. Whether it be trap or sporting, you wouldn't find too many use barrel lengths less than that. There is a tendency nowadays, particularly amongst the more elite shooters, to go with 32-inch barrels on their sporting guns. The theory being that the longer the shot, the longer barrel will swing a little smoother. Gives you a slightly longer sighting radius, but more importantly, the extra length makes the gun smoother to swing. Trap shooters also, for the same reason, sometimes use either 32-inch barrels or what they call X-traps, which are higher rib guns, which are generally heavier, because the heavier gun will swing a little smoother.
Okay. And if they're a bit smaller, do you go for a shorter barrel for a bit less weight or anything like that?
You have to be careful. There's a trade-off. If you get a short-barreled gun, you might save in weight, but you will suffer more recoil. Because a shorter barrel gun is lighter. The trade-off is it's lighter, but it's going to belt you more. My opinion is, if I was a trap shooter or a sporting clay shooter, I would always try to go to a 30-inch, unless it was for maybe a kid or for some ladies who are generally a bit smaller.
Excellent. And what about what to look for when fitting a shotgun for sizing? What should we be looking for that? How to get a shotgun to fit properly?
That's a difficult question, because gun fitting is not something that you can refer to a manual that says if you're 173 centimetres, it should be this long. If you're 190, it should be this long. It doesn't work like that at all. A lot of it's got to do with technique, how you mount the gun. A lot of it's got to do with body shape, in particular whether you're barrel-chested or you're a bodybuilding type person. You need different pitch on the pad. If you've got high cheekbones or you're chubby in the face, you'll need a higher or lower comb. So there's lots and lots of elements that make up gun fitting. But generically speaking, I would suggest that a good way to have a bit of an indication is to put the gun up comfortably to your face, and then ensure that your eye is in direct alignment with the centre of the rib. That's important. That's not negotiable. You can't have your head, your eye a little bit to the left or right of the centre of the rib, because the gun will not shoot where you're looking, if that's the case. Secondly, the length of the gun. Most gun manufacturers make guns that are reasonably long, so they can be shortened. It's easier to shorten a gun than actually lengthen it. So they will make them relatively long and can be shortened off. So how much will depend again on the size of the person and their body shape.
What should we be looking for in a shotgun when we go to purchase a shotgun?
Look, shotguns are probably not like rifles. Shotguns are probably a more generic. Like if you got a very, very good shotgun shooter, he could shoot a relatively lower quality gun quite well, providing it fits him. It's all in the fit of a shotgun. I can guarantee you that if a shotgun is 5mm out, that equates to 20% of your pattern. 20% of your pattern is enough to miss a target by a long way. So the fit is more important than anything else. Having said that, what I suggest to people is that they look for quality in a shotgun. And I'm not going to make any suggestion about brand because my bias would become obvious.
But look behind us.
Yeah, absolutely. But all I'm suggesting is that people, look at what other people are using and go with a reputable brand that offers value for money, that offers perhaps backup service and, some sort of after-sales service and some advice that they can get from people. And there are lots and lots and lots of really good shotguns out there for not too much money. Anywhere from sort of, $1,500 to $2,500 will buy you a damn good shotgun.
Excellent. So with some small modifications, but putting an adjustable cheek piece in a shotgun, what sort of benefit or what sort of help would that bring?
Okay, I don't advise people just rush out and put an adjustable comb into your stock. The reason you have an adjustable is because the gun out of the box doesn't quite fit you. By that I mean that the comb is too low for you generally, and you need a bit more height, or you haven't got enough cast, which comes back to what I said before. If your eye is not down the centre of the gun, down the centre of the rib, you can't shoot well. So some people are a bit chubby in the face, they need a bit more cast. And the only way you can do that is to get an adjustable comb and move it across away from their face fractionally. Okay, so it's more about the fit of the gun and the alignment of it that you do or you don't need an adjustable. So don't just rush out and do it for the sake of doing it. You may not need it. Is more the point.
And leading into this is $1 million question. What's some advice of shooting clays? What in a short time? What advice can you give us in helping becoming a better clay shooter?
Okay, in a really short time frame, the best thing I can tell you is if a target's going from the right to the left, shoot to the left of it. If it's going from the left to the right, shoot to the right of it. I'm only joking. What I can tell you is that with clay shooting, you should, if possible, learn to shoot with two eyes open. If you are going to do that, you need to ascertain which is your master eye. And if you don't know how to do that, get any competent person to try and test you. If you try to shoot with two eyes open and you've got a left master eye and you're shooting off the right shoulder, it can't work. You need to do some little modifications to your glasses to do it. So generally speaking, right-hand shooter preferably has a right master eye and vice versa. Learn to shoot with two eyes open. The reason you learn to shoot with two eyes open is that you're always shooting at moving targets, right? So your peripheral vision is enhanced by having two eyes open, and your depth perception is very much enhanced by having two eyes open. So what you're doing basically is you are pointing the gun at your moving target, as opposed to aiming it like a rifle. With a rifle, you line up the front sight, the V sight at the back, you close one eye and you generally put it on the target. And if the target happens to be moving, you still got one eye closed, and you will make what we call forward allowance. You lead a target, correct? With clay shooting, you don't necessarily have to lead a target, depending on what discipline you're shooting. Using trap, for instance, I suggest people don't lead targets. They actually swing through them and pull the trigger. But you must swing quicker than the target, and you pull the trigger when you're actually on it, but follow through. Okay, so shooting with two eyes open and pointing the gun rather than aiming it is probably the best thing I can tell people. And secondly, with any moving target and a shotgun, you must follow through. If you stop the gun on the target, you will shoot behind it, because the target has moved by the time the shot gets there. So two things, two eyes if you can, point the shotgun, and always use follow through.
Well, thank you very much for those great advice, and thank you for spending time with us here. And it's been very much appreciated.